Greetings everyone, welcome back to the channel. And we're back in Trailmakers for part 2 of the War of the Workshops. If you don't know, this is a little series of videos where the devs asked me and a couple other YouTubers to judge mechs from each of the 3 platforms. So we had Steam last week, and this week we are doing Xbox mechs and PlayStation next week. This is my own mech, this is not actually one of them. But yeah, let's get started then. First up, we have Hunker by Wilder Siren 65. And it's a beefy assault mech capable of climbing light hills and has weapons and stuff. Now, the controls seem really complicated with like a cooling system, so we're just gonna have to wing it and hope it works. It said it had some really cool animations for getting in and out of the seat, so let's try it. That's pretty cool. The door like opens and closes automatically. Cool. Uh, right controller. Forgot about that. Okay, that's the right cannon. Okay, we're walking that way, so I guess that's the front. Yeah, actually walking pretty fast. Nice. What does this do? That's turning. Okay. It has an aiming servo, it seems. What does this do? Nothing. Seems. What about this one? I think it says it had an aiming calculator, like a ballistic calculator. So like if I aim at that, for example, I don't think I'm doing this right. Sorry if I'm doing this wrong. Okay, what else can we do? What does this do? Okay, got the machine gun. Pretty cool. And yeah, I think I might... Oh wait, how did I do that? Oh, it overheated. That's what the overheating was. I see. Interesting. Well, it's a pretty cool mech, I will say. I don't think I fully understand all the controls, and it does have a ballistic calculator apparently, so that's pretty cool. I don't think I'm doing it right though. So, I'm gonna give it an engineering of... Honestly, we're starting off really strong today. Engineering of maybe 9. It's got a ballistic calculator, it's walking really nicely, feels very smooth to use, and it's got stuff like overheating on the machine gun. So yeah, engineering of 9. For visual design, it's good. It's decent. It's not the most like aesthetically complex, but it's got a good bit of design, and you can see stuff like decals and different colorings. Like there's definitely work put into design. I also like the belt on the machine gun. That's pretty cool. So visual design of, let's say 7, and maybe 8. I don't know. Oh, the the ratings are subject to change. I'll change them by the end of the video probably. And for functionality, I'd say it's pretty functional. You got a ballistic calculator to aim for you. You got a machine gun and a cannon. So functionality of I guess 8. Yeah, pretty solid start. Next up, we have the X Brooder 7.20 by Woeful Mayo. The 360s have combined together to brutally bring back the Red Ring of Doom upon its rivals to avenge their lost brethren and bring honor back to the Xboxes. I feel like we had a very similar description for another mech for Steam, so interesting. Visually, looks pretty neat actually. We got the Xbox 360 sword. Got a shield. Is that like the disc thing on the Xbox 360? I have one of those. Like for the DVDs. Pretty cool. Let's try walking. So that's not walking. Uh, there you go. Our thruster assisted walking. Kind of hopping. Let's actually go down here maybe. What does this do? We fell over. What does this do? Slow walking, I guess, or hopping, walk. I don't know what's going on. All right, we can turn. We can lean forward and back. Right button. Sword swing. I'm not understanding this. Okay, there we go. Sword swing. What does this do? Huh? Oh, weapons. A lot of weapons. Uh, okay, we got cannons. Or black cannons. We got rockets and mini grenade launcher. Pretty cool. Let's turn this off again. And this button is for the shield. I don't know what... Oh, there we go. Takes a bit. Oh, is it an aiming servo? I don't know. Pretty cool. So... Oh. Slightly glitchy. But, I mean, you've got a lot of features in there, so that's kind of expected. So, I will say, visual design of 8. I like the visual design. You spent a lot of time in that. Engineering of 7. You got pretty good walking. It is thruster assisted, but still pretty good. And I like the whole secret compartment with all the weapons. Pretty cool. And the rotating head. It is a bit glitchy though, so yeah. And for functionality, I would say... let's say it again. It is pretty functional. It's relatively fast. And it's got quite a bit of weapons. And yeah, I think it does its job pretty well. Although, like its Steam counterpart, which was also designed to defeat the Xbox and PlayStation enemies, the sword is not very effective. But I don't know if that strike's doing a whole lot. But anyways, I think, yeah, 8 sounds good for functionality. Alright, we got Xbot by Vov King. And it's got PC controls, even though it's an Xbox thing. So let's try that. We'll use keyboard. We have a very big blade. Pretty cool. Okay. Nice. It's like more sliding than walking, but yeah, pretty fast. Cool. Turning space. Not sure what that did. How about Z? Oh, we just got rid of the sword. I don't think we're supposed to do that just yet. How about S? Is that raising the sword? I don't know what happened. Or not, it's not a sword, it's a pole arm. Sure. X. So that's the gun. Strike with that. Nope. Alright, I think it's just you swing it like that. That makes a lot more sense. Oh, you even got thruster assist for that direction. Pretty cool. And yeah, let's try detaching the sword again. And now we can use this if we want. Once the sword's destroyed, why am I calling it a sword? Once the pole arm is destroyed. Pretty cool. And yeah, that's about it. I like the visual design. You spent a lot of effort in that. The space thruster for the eye. That's pretty cool. So, visual design of... Got a lot of solid visual designs. I'm going to say 7 for now. Visual design of 7. We have functionality. You got multiple attack modes and you're pretty fast. I think it'd be pretty functional. So, functionality of... 8. Yeah, functionality of 8. And engineering, it's got a couple things. Not like a very advanced walking or anything, it's just sliding. But that is more effective, so more functionality, I guess. The engineering of 6. Yeah. As always, subject to change. Next up, we have Blueprint 120 by Reboot 7274. I think this might be a issue where the naming got like not transferred properly. It does happen sometimes, unfortunately. It's walking. It's feels like it's putting a lot of effort into walking while not going very fast. A. Oh, we got flying. It flies. Like it full on flies. Cool. What does it? That's just turning. That's leaning forward and back. Okay. How about right? That button. Okay, that's cannons. Oh, it floats. That's a punch. And we kind of fell over. How about this? We got a magnet arm. We can... Oh, we got wings. We can actually fly properly. One sec. Let's get in the air first. Alright, now we press this. And we can fly. Pretty cool. We got roll controls, although they're inverted. We got pitch. And... yeah, flies. The cannons work. That's how we punch, I guess. Pretty cool. Roll's inverted. Okay, we're gonna crash. Roll is inverted. Pretty cool. And this is just leaning over. Yeah, I guess. Very neat. I like this very much. It's not the fastest walking mech, but I feel like it's meant to do a bit more than just walk. And even then, if it's a slight downhill, it's pretty good. Not bad. Very neat. So, the visual design, it's definitely got a lot of design stuff going on. But it's a little cluttered, although that might just be the point. So I'm going to say visual design of 8. Engineering. Honestly, quite a bit of logic and stuff went into this, because you got to program separate flying and all that. Got all the separate modes. Even small things like using the cannons while flying makes the arms go forward. Like, that's a lot of programming to do. So, engineering of 9. Yeah. Engineering of 9. And functionality. I say it's pretty functional. Functionality of 8. Again. It's got quite a few things. It's pretty fast. It's pretty functional. And it floats. That too. Thousand Sun Scarab Occult Terminator by X Darth X Mo X. Cool. Description has a lot of things, and I don't know if I have time to read all that. Main thing I did read was hold everything down for 1 second because stuff takes time to charge up. Is this Warhammer inspired? Feels like it is. Definitely has that sort of vibes. So walking is pretty good, thruster assisted, but still pretty good. Turning, yeah. We got big sword. We got big gun. Yep. A. Spinny attack. Okay. Right button. A big charge up jab. Cool. It's definitely got a lot of design going on. I'm gonna say design of 9 out of 10 for this one. These Xbox mechs have been really good so far. We got quite a bit of attacks. It's pretty fast. It's average mech speed. This is uphill, so it's a slow uphill. So, functionality of... I don't know how good it would be to have a big charge up attack, but who knows. Functionality of 7. And we got... well, there's a bunch of different attacks programs, so that's pretty cool. So maybe engineering of 8? Yep. Next up we have Commando by Spartan 117735. It's an armored mech with an arsenal. We have a little drone. It's pretty cool. I guess power coupling for that one. Like I said, W is walking. Yeah, I feel like this is meant for keyboard, not controller. We have A and D for turning. E for the drone. We have that for the main cannon, and this for the underbarrel, I guess, grenade launcher. And 1, 2, 3, and 4 for the rockets. Pretty cool. Got a full animation going. Neat. Pretty cool. Not the fastest, but I do like all the different designs and stuff you've got going. That drone's a bit loud. That's fine. So let's see. Functionality, I would say it's pretty functional for how much weapons it's got. It's not the fastest though, so maybe functionality of 7. But it's got quite a few weapons, so maybe, yeah, let's say 8. Maybe 8. We'll give it an 8. Engineering. I mean, it's got a bit of engineering going on. Got all the walking and all that, but nothing over the top. But that's fine. So let's say an engineering of 7 out of 10, and visual design of, let's say visual design of 7. It's not the most complicated visual design, but it has its themes. It knows what it's going for. Next up, we have Blueprint 225 by Parmonk 3508. It seems the name also went away for this one, unfortunately. But let's try it. Okay. I like the design. Does not like walking uphill, but most mechs don't. Let's start off at flat ground. And yeah, pretty cool. Not the fastest, but it is probably mostly, or entirely just walking, leg-based. And it's very smooth, the walking. Control. Okay. Pretty cool. Arrow keys. Okay, we got first-person view. Oh, we got rocket launchers. They fold. Oh, that's pretty cool, actually. I like how they fold up. Interesting. Also, I did not know you can make the rocket launchers glow like that. The rockets themselves. I guess that makes sense if you set the skin to glow. Very cool. And what else do we have? We have space for boost. Yeah, that makes sense. I did notice all the thrusters there. And we got a flat cannon on one arm. Very neat. Alright. Pretty cool. I like this. That's... yeah. So, what are we rating this? Let's give it a... visual design is pretty neat. I don't know if that's supposed to be out. But yeah, okay. Visual design is pretty neat. We'll give it a visual design of 8. We'll give it a functionality of maybe... I mean, it's pretty functional, I'd say. Functionality of 8 out of 10. Maybe 9. Yeah, let's give it a 9. It's pretty functional. And... engineering... the walking is actually pretty neat. So... engineering of 8 out of 10. Yep. Next up we have Air Assault by the almighty Ahab. And... it's a tiny mech. Very small. But let's try it. Okay. Probably should just use the controller. So... okay. Can walk. Honestly, that's really good walking for the size. Very impressive. Also thought stress with it, but still. Very impressive. We got... oh, we can just fly. How about... this? Okay, that's leaning. Hey. That's flying, I already tried that. Oh, let's not do that. How do I close this canopy? Nope, that's not what I want. There we go. Okay, that's to rotate the arms. I guess we just start flying. And then we can do this. You see? Pretty cool. That makes sense. Air assault. And yeah, it works. Definitely works. Neat. So, seems a pretty simple build, but effective at what it does. So let's say visual design, it's not the most design, but it's really tiny, so it makes sense. Visual design of, let's say 6 out of 10. It still has the aesthetics of what it's going for. Functionality of... it's pretty functional, I mean. You can fly and shoot down missiles, rockets, and machine gun. You know what I mean. So pretty functional. Let's say functionality of 7. And what about engineering? Yes, engineering. Its control scheme could be made better, but it is very tiny, so that makes sense. Because right now I have to keep up in the air by myself and rotate these arms manually with like this button. But still, it's very tiny, so we can forgive it for that. So let's say an engineering of 8 out of 10. I mean, it's pretty small, but it does what it does pretty effectively. And last but not least, we have Heavy Battle Mech by Furious George 14. I like the design. And yeah, you can see your own character in there. But yeah, pretty cool. Let's try it out. That's not what I want. Alright, walking. Thruster assisted, but pretty smooth. Walking motion is very smooth. Turning, yeah. So my mic decided it didn't want to work anymore. So I don't have my usual mic, you might have noticed. But so I'm borrowing another mic, and that mic decided to run out of battery at the very last mech. Luckily, it was at the very end. I'm happy about that. But either way, the ratings for this mech are 7 for engineering, 8 for visual design, and 9 for functionality. I'm trying to see if I can get that check in here. But yeah, either way, that's it for all the mechs for this video. And let's cut to the final ratings. Alright then. I believe the results are in. I'll put them up on the screen. And this is my favorite mech out of the Xbox mechs. They were all really solid this time. Like, no offense, Steam, but you might have to up your game. I think Xbox definitely did better here. They were nice mechs on both sides. But yeah, I think, yeah, Blueprint 120, whatever your real name is, Blueprint, you have won this challenge. So congrats. Or at least you won out of Xbox Blueprints. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed, stay tuned for next week. We'll look at the PlayStation mechs. But with that, I shall leave you. I messed that up.